What up?
Hello.
Welcome, Warrior Nerd Serpents, and then Heath. How's it going, man?
Going great. How are you doing?
Not too bad. Uh, Heath, just take the floor, man. Tell us a little bit about who you are and what got you to Vader's Fist.
Oh man. Well, first, before I introduce myself, I just want to thank both of you guys for honestly everything that you guys do. Like, first of all, for having me on the Inside the Holocron as opposed to always being outside the Holocron. I think Mac used that earlier in the stream today. But thank you guys for having me here, man, and like everything that you guys do, not just for your own channels, but like for Vader's Fist and for the entire Goto community. Like I know I speak for everybody when I say like we really look up to you guys, and everything that you guys do for us is just nothing short of amazing. So, um,
Appreciate that,
but
man, dude.
yeah, no problem.
Just
um,
the length that it took us to get to the Guardians of the Order and then Vader's Fist. Getting Serpents to partner. I mean, it's been a long journey. I wish one day maybe I can't do it. DC has very good skills at writing. Maybe there can be like a little mini book, an ebook or
Oh,
something.
you have no idea. Him and I, we just got on off a voice call like right before this, and I'm telling you right now, there's going to be more than just the book. Like,
Because
we have something special that we're going to be explaining and sharing, and it'll go into the depths of everything.
it's been a wild ride, and the thing is, I always tell everybody is we're still just getting started. Like if this was like uh, a sporting like career, like we're still in college, man. We're almost sophomores in college. Like we're not even at our senior year yet, and then we're not even at the pro levels yet, right? So we still got a long ways to go and a lot of big goals to accomplish. And Vader's Fist and getting Heath on episode one of Streamer Spotlight is one of those goals. So, and as much as you thank us, dude, we thank you for being here, being a part of the team, and contributing to the team because the reason you're first and there's like a group of people that could definitely be first, but you've set the example. You're in all these streams. Your content's amazing. You're in the discords. You're supporting. You're exactly what we envision Vader's Fist to do, man. You're doing it, man. So we appreciate that.
yeah, no
Role
problem.
model
Of
as
course.
well.
Thank
All of
you.
us.
Oh, that's I feel like those words shouldn't be coming at me, but thank you so much. I really appreciate that. So you guys just want to know a little bit about me,
Yeah. Whatever, because I know some people like they want to keep their personal life and their streaming life a little bit separate, but whatever you want to indulge on, like what led you to streaming? What was it, stuff in your personal life, or do you just love video games, or you just like, man, I could do that Twitch thing, like, or like, what led you to that path?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things, and I don't mind sharing things about my personal life. And most people know that I'm a chemistry teacher, and I've always just felt like I've been like even since as a little kid, I've always been pretty sociable. Love meeting new people, love hanging out with new people, and getting to know them and building relationships with them. And that's kind of everywhere, everything I do, everything I've done in life throughout school, throughout my profession, throughout everything has just kind of been like my goal orientation stuff is like around building relationships. And um, I before I started streaming on Twitch, obviously I was watching on Twitch, and I watched a lot of Sea of Thieves, and I was a part of a lot of different communities, a lot of different channels. I was always in their chats and just hanging out and stuff, and just being part of something that you don't have that opportunity to be a part of in any other platform, really, where you can make these friends across the world who you would have never ever met otherwise. And so, I've always been a guy that kind of like I have my teaching career, and I like to kind of like do little things on the side, just mostly hobbies. They've mostly been hobbies. Whether it's whether it's working for my dad's company, or like I drove for Grubhub last summer, like right when COVID hit, and I was like, oh, that's gonna be a good little gig. I'll get into that. Doing a lot of different things, and as I got more into Twitch, I remember just being like, this is really really fun to be part of all these different communities, and it's such a unique way to build new relationships with such amazing people, where everybody everybody has like a common place to be. Like I don't know how to, like there's a community on Twitch for everybody, no matter what your interests are.
I agree.
And I've never once felt like being on Twitch, I was in an unsafe place. Like it's always been an environment that's welcoming, that's caring, and especially especially in this Goto community. Like when I finally was like, you know what, I'm just like, we've got our COVID stimulus check coming in. I'm just gonna go out, get a PC. I'm gonna start streaming on Twitch just to see, you know, what kind of things that we can be a part of, right? Um, and you know, Serpent found me pretty early in my streaming. I think I was like 2 or 3 weeks into streaming when he popped into my chat, and I was such a noob. When he got there, there's like a little purple check mark. I had no idea what that meant, and my mods were like, Heath, that's the Heath," and I was like, "Oh,
Well,
yeah." I was like,
it
"Oh,
was funny how that was like happening. I think it was like a week after I got partnered, and I was with Emmy, and we were on a voice call, and we were like, let's just have fun. Let's just, let's just see who's online. And that was at the time us as the squad stream was planning to do I was planning on hosting CFDs with the squad stream with Chronic Warrior and Boba and myself. And when I was looking down the Battlefront 2 page, I saw you. You were so casual. You were playing as Ray, and you seemed like so chill. You weren't like raging or anything. You seemed like so chill. You were killing it too. And I saw in your bio CFDs. I was like, oh, like, Emmy, let's like drop by. And he's like, okay. And then like we dropped by, and then like I was like, hello. And then Emmy, of course, being Emmy, was trolling me, and he was like saying in your chat, he's like, oh yeah, don't listen to him. He's like he sucks at the game or whatever. I'm just like, okay, well, thanks for ruining my first impression with him. I was just trying to be nice.
If you had been playing any other character besides Ray, he would have left your.
I probably would have. It probably would have. If you weren't Ray or Vader, I probably would have stepped out. But it's okay. You were. And you were on Xbox, you weren't on PC at the time. And I was just hanging out there. Like, I don't know, you were so kind and so friendly to everybody that was coming in, and you were so cool. And then your mod team was amazing. So I was like, okay, yeah, he's awesome. And then we just hung out, and then you came the next day. And I didn't expect you to come by. I was just like, I just wanted to support your stream, and I thought you were really cool. And you came by, and you were so nice, and you were getting along with everybody, and everyone was so welcoming. All the mods were so welcoming to you. And then from there, it was just so awesome.
yeah, definitely." And like with everything that you've done for like Vaders Fist and all the streamers, like I didn't know, like I was so new to streaming. Like, what the heck is a shout out? Like, why did my like name just pop up on your chat, like my link to my channel? Like, I had no idea. Like, do streamers, like I had no idea streamers did that for each other, and we're just so supportive of everybody else's communities. And I was just like, this is incredible. This is amazing. And just from there, like the people that I've met since, and I could name, like, it would probably take me the entire segment to name everybody that I consider like one of my friends now. And I haven't even met them in person. And I'm just like, I love this person. I love this person. And it's just like, it's so funny. My wife the other day, she's like, "Heath, our bank statement." And I was like, "What?" She's like, "All of these charges on PayPal for going to like subscriptions and free bits and stuff." And I'm like, I can't help it. Like, I just want to be there for everybody. And it's just like the journey these past 3 months, and the relationships, again, the relationships, it's just like you've said in the past, like it's just grown so much more beyond a community to where it truly does feel like a family.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for the day that like we all go to Galaxy's Edge or Star Wars Celebration or whatever and meet each other. It's gonna be so awesome.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about that all the time. Me, DC, Serp, and Boba. I mean, I feel like I know them three better than people in my normal life, like outside of this room right here. And I've never met them in person. And I feel like when I was playing competitive Halo, we would play with the teammates every day, right? And you met them online. Then you would meet them for the first time at the tournament. In the first like 2 minutes, it's like it's a little, but like as soon as like you get through that little stage, it's like your brothers or whatever. And that's exactly how Celebration will be. You'll get there, like I never met you, but I feel like I know you for like as long as I've been alive. And then once you get through that little awkward stage, it's nothing, man. I've done it many times. I've done that with UT Toy Fan. I've been his friend for like 6 years now, all through Star Wars. Like Star Wars is what brought me to every single thing. It's literally why I have 18 Grogu's surrounding my room right now, man. It's just
Okay,
Star
you got a
Wars.
little extra with the one on the mic, dude. That's a little
that
extra.
because-
You didn't have to do all that.
I did that because you guys were trying to one up me, so I brought him out. I mean, it's Star Wars Twitch, and I feel like as long as you keep a positive attitude and you're not a negative person, you're gonna find these communities if you just try, and that's what's brought us all together, man. And I love it.
Yes, it has.
Is
And
you said Sea of Thieves, but what was your first game that you streamed? What were you planning on streaming, and how did you find Battlefront 2?
So I've been playing Battlefront 2 since launch. We pre-ordered it, and so that was like my bread and butter game for the past whatever 4 years or so. Um, and I Sea of Thieves, same. I've been playing Sea of Thieves since launch. So those two games are like probably the most played games that I have. When I started streaming, though, I did what I'm sure a lot of people did, and they looked up videos. They looked up how to videos, like how to have engaging content, how to interact with your viewers and everything. And one of the videos that I clicked on, and I can't remember who the guy was, and I feel bad, but one of the videos I clicked on was like, what games should you play when you stream? And in my mind, I was like, it's either going to be Sea of Thieves or Battlefront or some variety of both. And I think I've done some SWTOR, Dead by Daylight. Um, I think the first game I streamed was Sea of Thieves though, and it might have been both in one night. I can't remember, but um, one of the things that was said in that video was like, you've got to look at how large the community is on Twitch. You've got to look at how many streamers are streaming that game and how many viewers there are at a time. And I was like, okay, that's interesting. So like basically he said like, if you're streaming, and Serpent said this today, if you're streaming like Warzone or something, right? Like why is somebody gonna click on HeathBar 10 when they've got Summit? Or somebody else said, one of those high.
Works had 98,000 people in his stream today, and I was like, how do you? Warzone is a good game. Anyone who streams Warzone is, and at least in this community, I think they're amazing streamers. They're highly skilled gamers, but you're literally, it's tough, man. It's just tough. That's all I can say.
And Fama and I spoke about it before because Fama streams Warzone often. But the thing is about Fama, it's like what separates Fama from the other thousands of streamers that are also streaming that game. Well, there's a lot of that's a Fama part. We know that.
Yeah.
But that's why I always said that, like, and this is what I was explaining yesterday on this Out of Body Street. Like, Battlefront 2 is a great way to start out. Like, well, at least it was. It still is. It still is. However, it puts in a rough position when there's no more updates and there's no more, new things to look forward to. But streaming a game like DayZ, like Sea of Thieves, those are also great games to start off with if you feel passionate about it. And we're just, we're here, we're having the best time ever. All of us as the Guardians of the Order and Vaders Fist, we're just waiting for the next Star Wars game. And it's really going to be amazing when all of us on Vaders Fist and Guardians of the Order and the communities that we've built and everything surrounding it can move into a Battlefront 3 altogether, already planned out, already seeing where we can be 2 years from now or whatever the case may be, however long it is from now. And when that day comes, when that battle, even in like smaller games like Lego Star Wars and Jedi Fallen Order 2, we're all going to be shifting as a community into those games. Yeah. But when that Battlefront 3 comes out, we're going to be all there together, and it's going to be absolutely incredible.
Because here's the thing: like, if you stream Warzone, it's an uphill battle. But I like to use the analogy, like say George Lucas made like a 5-minute awesome video and he posted it to YouTube and didn't tell anybody, he'd have 2-3 viewers. Whoever clicked on it just randomly. You have to put in the work, and Warzone it's gonna take years of work if you're just starting from one viewer, and that's yourself. And it's gonna take years of work to build you, because let's say you get to 40 viewers, you're still on like page 5, page 6, page 7. Being in 15 to 20 viewer range in Battlefront puts you in the top 2 rows normally. So
yeah,
get you a lot more exposure. With Battlefront being in the state that it is, I think we're all looking to the Sermons as Sea of Thieves. I'm kind of looking in the Halo. Heath, I'm not sure what you're looking at for your future. But we're not back at square one, but we're all looking at those like, man, what can we do to fix this? And now that we have a community, though, we can still have them help us and guide us to our next adventures. And Serpens is picking Sea of Thieves. I'm really focusing on YouTube and trying to branch out into Halo. So we'll see what What do you think about everything like that, man? Do you see yourself playing Battlefront throughout the summer?
That's another good question. So yeah, like that was the main reason I kind of like gravitated toward Battlefront instead of Sea of Thieves, was just because Sea of Thieves had so many viewers with so many bigger streamers. And I was like, okay, the Battlefront, this I'm probably better at Battlefront than I am at Sea of Thieves. So at least my content can maybe, help me out a little bit, or my gameplay, not my content. But but yeah, I've had I've had a lot of conversations with Serpent and Boba about the same exact thing. Like we were talking to about, man, like if on May the 4th, if Battlefront 3 would have been announced, like that would have changed everything for this entire community, because we've all got some game to look forward to where we could all stream together. But so I'm kind of dipping a little bit more into I've done SWOTOR once a week. I wouldn't say I could ever see myself maining SWOTOR. It is really fun to just get a big group of people and run around on banthas and just hang out. But and the story is awesome too. I actually do really like the SWOTOR story and everything. But um, I would say probably, I'll play Battlefront. I would love to play with people offline, and probably we'll stream it for a little bit longer. But I don't think it's going to be as often as I've been streaming Battlefront. It's probably going to dip a little bit more into a little bit more into Sea of Thieves, since that was kind of like my backup in the first place. I have really been enjoying Dead by Daylight with friends and stuff. So I think I will still stream Battlefront, but it'll probably be a lot less. And we'll see what happens with the game. We'll see what happens with the Twitch community. But like, I mean, like just looking at the numbers on Battlefront alone, like the category, if you just like click on Battlefront on Twitch, like the viewers now versus the viewers like 2-3 months ago,
Yeah.
there's just such like a dramatic decrease.
We're looking at it from a point of view that, we're not one, it's fun. We love building the community. We love talking about Star Wars. But the reason we're the guardians of the order in Vaders Fist and anyone that's in this community, we all want to be the Twitch partners, like, and then Serp is already, he wants to be more than that. We all want to be we want to build community as a special place. And then, we want our names on those leaderboards too. It's why I think that's the gamers in us. We want to be competitive. I don't know one person that just wants to play games. Like when they start losing, that's when, like, hey, I want to start winning these games. Like when we played the Left 4 Dead squad stream, oh, we're just gonna chill. We're just gonna chill. Those zombies started kicking our ass, and then we're like, no, dude, let's ignore chat for just a second and let's get this W. And we finally did, and it was very it made an entertaining stream, and we had a blast. And like now that's our little squad memory that we have on the Left 4 Dead, and it's the same.
Yeah.
We're looking to move up these leaderboards. We want to overtake, the old guard, the Summits and the the Nick Merckx people. We want to be there someday. So, and we can't do that in Battlefront 2, unfortunately. So, it's good that you're noticing it. I hope other people are noticing it. It's not that we want to. We all love Battlefront 2. I still want to play Battlefront 2. If there's a new mod out, I download the Hunter mod. I seen you were
that was lit
all week. It's the funnest thing. So.
Oh yeah, whenever there's a new mod, I get so excited, and I'm always going to make YouTube content on every single mod that comes out. What it is for me is just I got like in a little how to explain it. Like I took these last few days off, right? And obviously I was very active and everyone, like, I was feeling sick, but I was still inactive everyone's streams. And then like I was going around the Battlefront 2 category, and what's made this game, I believe, and what makes the game what it is two things. Number one, the Twitch community. And number two, the modders. I think that's what's keeping this game what it is. I don't think there's really anything else, because EA doesn't care about the game anymore. I mean, the unlimited power of it was the best day ever. And we'll always cherish that memory ever. Always, especially what we were able to do that day as a community. But what I've noticed this trend, and I'm just going by streamer, just hanging out, and I'm just seeing everywhere, just like what's left in the, and I'm talking about like the gaming side of things. I'm talking about like the community, like the actual Battlefront 2 community. It's just left with a lot of not so really great people, and you can make the change. That's what I've done since I started. I've always tried to be the different one. They can be toxic, but I'm going to try and bring the positivity. That's what we've all tried to do as streamers. However, I was watching streamers just stream it, and then there's some people chasing each other from lobby to lobby, stream sniping, and then having hacks where you can't even spawn in. I generally felt bad. And that's what's kind of like where I'm just like, man, like, like there's not that much left of the game. Not that much left of the game. This game's been out since 2017. No more updates. What's left of it, let's make the best of it. Let's come together and make something better. You think we'd all get along and make it one big special place. But I feel like it's just a lot of, negativity and stuff. And it doesn't put you in the best mood when you have to deal with that stuff, especially on stream. And you play Battlefront. We play Battlefront because we love Star Wars. Otherwise I probably would have never touched Battlefront in my life if it wasn't a Star Wars game. That's what attracted me to it. And it's always allowed me to feel like I can do whatever happened in my day. I could just have the best time ever playing Star Wars, playing with lightsabers, just having fun with the heroes and even the mods, even beyond that, characters that I wish were in this game, new characters that we just got introduced to within the Bad Batch and etc. But we've always been as content creators to kind of bring the positivity to the gaming community. But it is a little bit sad to see kind of what's left of it, that it's just really built off just what's left of it, just toxicity. And that's kind of mentally kind of bugged me a little bit.
Good. Yeah. So Heath, do you have has there been anything that you wanted to ask us, or because I got a few more questions for you, but is there any questions you need for us? And so I'd like to know.
Oh man, questions for you guys. I didn't even think of that.
Exactly.
I don't have that written on my hand in front of me.
I like to put people on the spot. I did that to Daz Assassin the other week, but it worked out, man. It worked out.
Yeah.
The question I have for you is, if Twitch was to just disappear, like what type of would you still create content, and where would you do it, and how would you do it?
That's a really good question. I probably would create content. I mean, I've fallen in love with, streaming, and not just for like streaming like my channel, but like just the whole community in general. And if Twitch just all of a sudden disappeared, yeah, I would love to put content out there, but like right now, like all I know is Battlefront, and like Serp said already, everything's basically been done. Like all the how-to videos, all of the characters, this is how you play this character, all that stuff has already been done. So but I would just have to branch off into different games, and you just that's the whole thing about content creation, is just being creative. Like that's creation, right? I probably, and I'm already planning on, as soon as school's out next week, I'm done with work next week, get my summer break, I'm going to start putting some content. I'm going to start up a YouTube channel and just start, dipping into YouTube a little bit, just to kind of branch out a little bit more, extend the whole.
You made him so happy. You just made him so happy. It's just
my reply, no matter what you said, Heath, if it didn't say the word YouTube, I was going to ask our new partner in chat.
Yeah, I was going to say
about what I was fishing for an answer. The answer is YouTube. We can. So Vaders Fist, and we're using, it's streamer spotlight, but it's still, this is Vaders Fist, and this is something we've been preaching since day one. So let's say in streaming, we have Vaders Fist, it's a community, and we can get, most people in Vaders Fist, they're growing steadily. They have a core group, and then they have a few Vaders Fist, and that's the support. That's the support we want. Now let's say Heath makes a YouTube. We have how many members in Vaders Fist do we have? Serpents, is it like 70 now?
72 last time I checked.
72. So when Heath creates a YouTube account tonight, technically in the morning when he wakes up, he should have 72 subs. Is that like the math is right there, right? There should be 72 subs. And I know everybody gets busy, but when there's a big deal, like when we're as a community, if we can help on the YouTube, the TikToks, I know we have a Ruthless Night Sister. She's an amazing TikToker, right? If we could support her and her TikToks, and then she blows up, guess how that it helps all of us, right? Yeah. When Serpents becomes partner and DC becomes partner, that's an amazing achievement for their solo content, but it only helps all of us. If Heath blows up on YouTube, it helps all of us. That's how the team grows. And that's what I was getting at, man. When we all can't just be focused on Twitch, we can be focused on all these outside other forms of content. And then when we all start doing that together as a cohesive unit, we're going to be unstoppable. And I'm trying to get that on everybody. Everybody's like, and I don't know. I can use this podcast now and I can start pushing it on people. And people might be like, well, screw Warrior, he's getting annoying. But I'm trying to get the unit moving. I'm trying to be the squad leader that pushes his privates over the hill, man, when they need to get going. So
you're right. And like it's become a thing where it's like, well, and we talked about this before, and I said this on this out of body stream. Like you stream 3 to 5 hours. Well, it's what do you do after stream? Do you just kind of sleep the rest of the day, or what do you do after that? And Warrior and I speak till 4 a.m. sometimes. Chronic, Boba, Warrior, and I speak till 4 a.m. sometimes. What can we do better? What can we do next? What can we do this? How can we? When's the next squad stream? Plans for this? Plans for Guardians? Vaders Fist? What's next? And a lot of it is obviously working on content outside of Twitch, and there goes a lot further into that. And that's something I've had to learn since I started streaming 11 months ago. That every single day, as soon as I hit the end stream, not only did I have other streamers up to support them in their content, but I also worked on my own individual content. What YouTube content can I work on? What about TikTok? What about Instagram? What about anything as a team? You know what I mean? Like a lot of my focus over the last 2 months, as soon as I hit the end stream button, was mainly about the stream teams. Like being able to manage 2 teams and working on the content for that. Like obviously you and I have had a long conversation, and we're going to be sharing that really, really soon throughout the week. But we've set it so we're going to have a lot more community events and plans. And Boba's already doing a Mario Kart night. It's going to be fun. We did a community night the other night where we played Jackbox Party. That was fun. And a lot of it is what we do. What Warrior said, it's true. If something happens for one of us, when I achieved partnership a few months ago, well, it was nice, but it was for everybody. It wasn't really a thing for me because everyone got to get something out of it. You know what I mean? And when Chronic achieves partnership today, everyone gets to celebrate it because it's all of our achievements all together, and that's the fun part. And the day this is the best example. When Fama had a stream about a month ago, he got rated by Symphony with 5,000 viewers, and Fama, it was the most beautiful thing ever. He rated Spicy Watermelon, who's kind of who's part of the community, absolutely, and it was Spicy Watermelon's birthday, and then they rated me with 300, and then I rated Chronic, and then Chronic rated Greg, and we all got to celebrate the big achievement that Fama received, and everyone got to celebrate it. Everyone got to be a part of something special. We were all in it together, and that's what I like to. That's what the point of all of this is, and that's what makes us a family. That's what makes us a community, and that's what a lot of places on Twitch doesn't really have what we have. And I'm more than happy to admit it that not a lot of people will have what we have as a family, and that's the cool part about things.
Yeah.
That's exactly right, man. And like I said, a true testament to Serpents was he was playing in these team things, putting the team above it. And then when we finally got partner, it was just like it was a voice chat that night about how we can get the team
rolling. We didn't even waste any time.
Yeah, it was like that night, because we already had it ready to go. Like the idea and the foundations were ready. We just needed to build the temple, right? So he got partner. We celebrated for like an hour or two. And then that night we had a voice call, and it was just all work, no play. Like, this is what we want to do. This is how we want to do it. And we just got after it, man. And I think that example that he set is now flourishing in, Vaders Fist, Guardians, and now DC. We've already been talking to him in the group chat too. He's in the same mindset. And then it's just going to trickle down. It just goes all the way down to the lowest, and then the lowest and the newest, and then it'll just keep growing from there, man. And that's what we're all excited about. So, and if anybody has ideas, Heath, if you ever have an idea, just blast it out there, So, sometimes when we are like in a standstill in the group chat, we'll be like, we'll just start throwing out just random ideas, and then somebody else will add to that idea, and then someone else will add to that idea, and that comes May the Force charity stream, right? And then that's how these things happen. So, invaders.
When people don't have ideas, Warrior just goes, "I have an idea. Just get on YouTube. Just do it." Like poor Chronic today got partner. We're all having a good time, and Warriors tweets him. You can look at it on Twitter. It's like, "Congrats on partner, man. So happy for you." By the way, like, get on YouTube, like now.
YouTube win.
Like just to remind you, like we definitely don't have a chat. I definitely don't have your Discord messages where I can message you. But let me say it on Twitter in front of everyone. By the way, get on YouTube.
Yeah.
So I have to sometimes, I have to be. He called me Papa Warrior. Sometimes I just have to be the dad. I might not look like the dad, but I am the oldest of the group, so I gotta put them in line, So, let's see. Are we missing a question? When did you start streaming? We got that answered. What inspired you to start streaming? Another question I had. What's your roots in Star Wars, man? Did you find it as a teenager? Were you a little kid, or what brought you into Star Wars?
Um, that honestly, I was like 9 when Phantom Menace came out, or something like that. It was 1998 or 1999 or something like that. Um, and I the my parents, my dad anyway, he liked Star Wars. And my mom, I'm pretty sure she said she was in line at the theaters when A New Hope came out. And so like it's always been like there, but like my parents weren't huge fans. But when I saw the trailer for Phantom Menace, I remember as a kid, and I was like, what the heck? Like there's two lightsabers coming out of like there's two blades. Like that Darth Maul guy looks freaking awesome. And so like my dad took me to the theaters to see Phantom Menace, and as much rip as that movie gets, that's what got me into Star Wars. And it's just like this generation with The Force Awakens, right? Like there's a lot of younger people that, Star Wars has always kind of been there, but once Disney came out with The Force Awakens, that's what got them into Star Wars, despite some of the rip that now the sequels get. And so once I got into Phantom Menace, dude, it was like I was all about it. I had all the Star Wars toys. I was all about getting those lightsabers, and movie after movie after movie. Every Star Wars week, we have Star Wars week. We plan out like which movies we watch which day, and it's just so like I love sci-fi. I'm a science guy, right? I love sci-fi. And so just Star Wars just always hit home for me too. Just like George Lucas, I really believe George Lucas did a really good job at making so many of the characters relatable, to where you're like, oh, I'm totally Obi-Wan, or no, like I'm Luke, like that kind of thing. And me, like I feel like I relate most with Obi-Wan. And so like I've always like the fact that we got his Padawan ship in episode 1, and it connected him to Ben all the way through, when he, spoiler alert, when he dies. So like what?
Whoa.
It was cool to see him go from this Padawan who had this kind of aggressive fighting style to defensive, like he was like more of like a father figure to like a brother figure to Anakin, and just to see that relationship and everything. And every time I hear the "You were my brother, Anakin, I loved you," like that gets me every time. Like,
What did you think about the line? It seems we've brought another pathetic life form on this ship. What did you think about that? When obviously he's referring to Anakin right in front of his face, like just
yeah, I mean,
I just love the transition. He goes from like what are we doing here, Qui-Gon? Like this is ridiculous, and then he turns into the brother. So I just think
yeah,
that I always ask a Kenobi fan. Crispy Bacon is a moderator of mine, and he loves Kenobi. And I'd ask him that question, and he just goes into great detail. Like that just shows you the journey. They started out where they just didn't even care. Like Anakin doesn't even care about Kenobi; he only cares about Qui-Gon. And then by the end,
right.
you got the lava
And it's
scene.
kind of like his view of Anakin as a boy. It was just like hollow emotions, right? Like he's a Padawan. He's about to, he feels ready to take the trials to become a knight. And like Anakin comes on, and that's just it. Like he's focused on, I want to say, like the letter of the law, right? Like he's doing everything by the book. And then once he takes on Anakin as an apprentice, becomes close relationship, then there's that, like they become best friends. And you can see, and I love the casting of Ewan McGregor, for Obi-Wan Kenobi, because of everything that he puts into it. You can see, like when he's on Mustafar, when they're fighting, when he is like questioning, like, Anakin, what the heck is going on? And Anakin explains it. And he's like, okay, when he says, well, then you are lost. Like you can just see like his heart just breaking. The more that he's in that battle with him, he's still trying to like talk to him and like, come on, Anakin, snap out of it. But I don't know. That's Obi-Wan for me is like he's my guy.
Last
And
Star Wars question. Last Star Wars
Okay,
question.
I was gonna.
sure,
Okay, go ahead.
What do you want out of the Kenobi show? As a Kenobi fan, like that's a very important question. I can't let you leave the podcast without answering that question.
sure. Ewan McGregor, obviously, I'm so glad that they brought him back, and I'm hoping we're gonna see some Clone Wars flashbacks with Hayden Christensen. I'm pretty sure, like I mean, I've heard rumors and stuff, so hopefully that's what we get to see. But
Yeah.
I would love to see him in action during the Clone Wars, wearing that Clone War armor. I think that would be so cool to maybe even like to get like a scene from the Clone Wars series, but live action. You know, I
Exactly.
think that'd be so fun.
Want them in the trenches,
Yeah, can you imagine?
beating up, and just Anakin's like, "Oh, Obi-Wan, how do we get out of this?" And he's like,
Yeah.
"I don't know. We're gonna have to figure it out, man."
Can you imagine that they add like the Citadel arc or something to live?
Yeah.
Oh, that would
It'd
be
be
so
crazy.
cool.
Like
Like
a
season
little bit of,
7,
a little bit
Echo
of
and everything.
like when
scratches,
when like maybe like okay, like, I'm just like it's just such a stretch. So, like like when they go to like moments before that opening scene in Siege of Mandalore, like when like the Ahsoka with the like the siren going off the last time Anakin saw. So you know what I'm trying to say, like just like
Yeah.
crazy stuff like that. I don't know that they're ready to bring in a live action young Ahsoka. I think that's too far right now, but we could easily see some crazy things as flashbacks. And supposedly he's going to be seen in clone armor. That's what they said.
That's awesome. I'm looking forward to that. Maybe, it would be pretty cool to see some kind of like, you said it's probably not there yet, but I mean, Ahsoka's alive during this, during the series. So who knows?
Yeah. Yep. And if you guys don't know, there was an announcement on, well, not an announcement, but Ewan did a interview the other day. I think it was with Jimmy Kimmel. And he was saying
About sea otters, right?
well, he was saying in the interview, he basically said, he said that there's going to be a special somebody that he come across in the Kenobi show, someone that he has not been seen on screen with him before. And someone who he looks up to. He said someone who Ewan McGregor personally looks up to a lot. So my guess is it's someone from, I don't want to get too deep. I'm thinking someone from the original trilogy. My idea was Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford. That's kind of like something, Liam Neeson would make sense, but he's been on
like
screen.
Like a Force Ghost.
That's what I'm trying to say. But he's been on screen with him before.
That's
so
true.
that's what I'm trying to think. So there was something, you could see that everywhere. It was basically, I think it was like a day or two ago.
That's really interesting. I didn't even think of like possible Force Ghost Qui-Gon. That would be sick to see him learn how to connect with, but yeah, I can't even imagine who that would be. Boba Fett, maybe?
Possibly a young Luke, like a post. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's tough.
I mean, we'll definitely see a little young Luke. I'm sure if Obi-Wan's taking care of him, I'm sure
I think they're gonna have Luke be like a background character. Like he's like Kenobi's gonna go to Mos Eisley, and you're just gonna see Luke and Uncle Owen just walking through the streets, and he's gonna look over at him real quick and then turn away. Like
we don't even know how long this series is gonna last over time. Supposedly it's 6 episodes, 1 hour each. I mean, there's a lot of
that shows to make bags of cash. I would be very surprised if they don't extend it longer, because we know we have Kenobi from whenever the show starts to A New Hope, so they can fill in. I mean, they could do multiple seasons if they
can do so much. And I'm so like, I know a lot of people were like disappointed when the Kenobi series was like delayed and stuff, but the reason for it being delayed, I thought was like super legit, when they're like, we weren't happy with the script, we weren't happy with, and that shows you that they are actually like, they're not just putting out quantity of, they're trying to focus more on quality. And so I have really high hopes for that series.
I agree. On that note, I mean, is there anything that you would like to share with the community? First of all, thank you for being here. This was
thank you.
Special. But is there anything that you wanted to share? Maybe when you're live next, anything?
Well, depends on when the new microphone gets here. It should be here tomorrow night, so that busted on me last night. I go live Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. You guys, I don't like to like, I don't know. I always get awkward. I'm like, hey,
Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, guys. There you guys go.
So yeah, we're at the point now, like self promo is. It's tough in the beginning, but eventually you just have to tell people, or they're just not going to know. Like back in the day, I would be like, man, I don't want to tell anybody about my YouTube, and it just it's not growing. Why is it not growing? Sir, why is my YouTube not growing? Does anybody know about it? No, they don't. So you start promoting it, and then now, at the end of the podcast, I have a Star Wars Lore Seeker YouTube video, and then the whole 9 yards. So I get it, man. It was tough at first, and if you go back to the first couple episodes of the podcast, even it's our own podcast, but we even have a tough time. Like, oh, by the way, I have a community event on Tuesday. And we just wait for the other ones to react. Oh yeah, so it's just part of it, man. You got to get your name out there. This is what it is. It's a streamer spotlight. So you're streaming. Do you have any? What's the next big hurdle that you have? What like is it a following mark? Is it a 12-hour stream, a 24-hour stream? What's your next big hurdle as a streamer?
That's a really good question, and I love earlier that you kind of brought up the whole like, regardless of who you are, coming into Twitch, like you look at these Twitch partners and you do want to be there. And I know a lot of people like are so humble that they will never say that. But I mean, everybody has some kind of a goal in mind as far as like their channel goes. Like they want it to grow to this point, or for me personally, and I've shared this on stream like once, I think. Like my number one goal, like my wife right now, she's an ultrasound technician, and she works 5 days a week. And we have two little kids. We got a 5-year-old, we got a 2-year-old, and love them to death. But it's hard because we have to send them to daycare every single day. And being in daycare every day is time away from what I think is the most important part of their lives, is to spend that time with their mom. Like, and so like my goal, my number one goal is just to get to a point where my wife can just, where we're doing well enough on Twitch and hopefully in YouTube when that comes into play, to where she can take like 2 days off. And so she's a part, like, she doesn't want to quit working. That's not our goal.
Right.
She wants a couple days off so that, she can have 2 extra days during the week just to spend time with our boys and to build that, such needed connection between mommy and kid and stuff. So as far as that goes, like I don't know what the exact goals are. I mean, we hit 500 followers, had to have been like almost a month ago. I guess the next like big follower goal would be 1,000, and I mean that I can't imagine that happening, but definitely when that does happen, like I've talked to my community about and stuff, we might do like a Han Solo cosplay, like 12-hour stream, or some kind of like, we just want to have fun. Like that 500 follower thing that we did, the 12-hour stream that I did for the 500, that was the funnest stream I've ever had. Like as tired as I was the next day, everybody coming out and supporting and just playing games with me, that's like why I wanted to get into Twitch, was to play video games with other people and meet these new people. So really long story short, I would say probably the next hurdle would be 1,000 followers. I don't really have a sub goal. I don't know. I don't know. I've never really like looked at that.
Subs, they come and go, man.
Yeah,
From my experience, people, one, it's the pocketbook. It all dictates whether if somebody's having a tough time in life, or they have extra money, or if it's tax time, or if we're getting the COVID check, or whatever the case may be. So I never look at the sub count too much.
Yeah.
Growth that I look at is mainly like chat participation, like who's showing up and who's wanting to communicate, and then outside of that too, like I always say, we'll leave it on this one. Like if you do a watch party, and those numbers are growing, right? So if you do your first watch party and you have 2 people, it's you and your number one moderator, and then your next watch party is your number one moderator and 3 more people, you're growing, right? That's good growth. The Twitch really dictates, man, is people mowing their yard that day, is the weather down, is someone's internet out. So I don't really look at those things. But when you schedule an event, and though they show up to that set event, so like Battlefront numbers have been down across the board. I scheduled my Max Revan event, one of my best days on Twitch, right? And then people make time out of their day. That's the community you're building right there. So that's the growth that I look for as a streamer and a content creator. Like when you plan events, how many people are showing up? If those numbers start going down, I think that's the time you need to like, okay, what am I doing wrong here to get better, right? But yeah, man, that's a good answer. And when's the exact next day? Today's Wednesday, so are you streaming tomorrow?
I don't think I'll be streaming tomorrow, just because I don't think my mic's going to be here in time. So it'll probably be Friday at 8:30 Pacific Standard Time at night.
And what are you going to stream?
This Friday, it's probably going to be SWOTOR. I think we're going to do our Dark Side Friday thing that we do every week. And so,
Serpents, where are you at next, buddy?
Tomorrow, Heath will be joining me for some Sea of Thieves tomorrow. We're going to go him and I. Voice comms will be included the entire stream. Sug might join as well, so it'll be a fun time.
The powerful Sug. I'm going to be playing Halo tomorrow, 3 o'clock Central Time. And then
Get it.
after that, it'll be the normal week. We'll be back tomorrow. Let's not forget tomorrow is Bad Batch, guys. So we're already
late
at
tomorrow
Thursday
night.
again. Yeah. So
Oh,
late
yeah.
tomorrow night. So technically Friday, but yeah, tomorrow will be a Bad Batch day. So we're excited for that. And then of course we didn't do last Saturday to talk about episode 2. So the next Inside the Holocron, where we talk about Bad Batch, we're gonna go through episode 2 and 3 and do it all together.
Perfect.
Other than that, I think we're done here. Everybody, may the force be with
Excellent.
you. Peace.
Thank you so much.